I'm not gonna cast him in AZ Champs or even here, mate.
As was predicted, as we jump straight into Tropical Sacrifice for our first match, we're in the top right-hand corner map, spotting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We, of course, have our red Protoss player, hailing from the land of Taiwan, representing Good Game Gaming, GGG. He is. Nice.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the German Protoss player himself. He is blue, representing Infernales Esports. It is GunGFuBanDa.
And I took some mental notes as to how GunGFuBanDa and how Nice plays, but I remembered, wait a minute, this is PvP. Throw everything you know out the window as GunGFuBanDa immediately goes for a proxy.
There we go. So we have some pretty interesting openers here. Despite the ramps, both players are going for 2 gate openers here. No one is going for a gate expand. Again, both these players are known for being a little bit more aggressive. I feel like GunGFuBanDa maybe is looking like maybe known for a little bit more standard play, as he is more of a European Protoss player. But again, that pylon out here, sorry, that probat here is a little bit sus.
Look, by European standards, and especially for the Mauer standards, GunGFuBanDa may as well be a madman.
he's lost his mind. As Nice does go for a bit of a scout. He confirms, okay, there is no gateway here, there is no nexus. It is going to be a 2-gate opener, and he is going to be scouring around the map here. Oh my god, looking at his rally. Is he going to come across this? I think he will. Oh no,
yeah,
he rallies!
Oh no.
Okay, he's checking anyway.
I think he should eventually be able to scout that Stargate. I was gonna say, it's kind of hard to proxy against a player who's at the same region of... He re-rallies again!
Nice, please! He just keeps changing his mind. He's gonna be going over here towards the top right. Again, he's gonna be checking this location anyway. But yeah, looking at the rally, I don't know if he's gonna be able to have enough vision to see the Stargate. I think he will, hopefully. It's gonna be crazy.
I think it's gonna be just outside of his reach, especially while it's still building. Like maybe if the Stargate finishes, then there'll be enough vision. But I don't think GunGFuBanDa is gonna see it, or I don't think Nice is gonna see it. Sorry.
He sees the pylon. Here we go. Oh my god, he barely came across that pylon in the end. He does get eyes on this. Meanwhile, we do have a double adept going up against double stalker. The adepts are going to try and bypass these stalkers. It looks like they will, as the stalkers are headed towards the proxy location, and GunGFuBanDa is going to try and slip into the main.
Giga brain time. He actually just got this proxy to distract Nice a little bit.
Oh my god, here we go. The FTK Nice is quick to respond here. The wall is indeed a wall. The first Oracle does come out at the same time. The double Stalker actually goes across the map instead.
Oh, there's already one Stalker here to meet them. It does have the high ground advantage, but that's not enough to make up for the numerical advantage. Meanwhile, though, that Oracle not get any damage. There is a shield battery already in position, and Nice is able to defend, losing only 2 probes.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful defense so far. Meanwhile, it looks like this Phoenix is going to be able to come out as well. The 2 Stalkers are going to be going down here to these Adepts.
Wow. Not something you see every day, but I guess that's what happens when you have a very weak Stalker and you get outnumbered a little bit by Adepts. Meanwhile, Nice isn't... I mean, he doesn't seem too concerned about the proxy, in all honesty. GunGFuBanDa still making a couple units out of it while he can.
Yeah, Nice is basically doubling down on the aggression, by the way. You know, he's got his Stalker count, he's got his Phoenixes. GunGFuBanDa is the first to expand here to try and get his natural up and running. Nice, a little bit behind him here. But he does what he lacks in his base, he does make up for in his army. He's going to try and bust on through, and it looks like he can even try and shut down this Oracle.
Yeah, if it overextends a little bit, we do have a shield battery now. No Nexus yet for overcharge, but still. It's doing enough to deter Nice.
Yeah, like this shield battery is king here, especially with the high ground, so Nice is deflected. GunGFuBanDa can expand. We even have a stasis trap being thrown down just in case. And GunGFuBanDa is even able to scout. Yeah, he was unawares on whether or not this was a one-base all-in or he was expanding, and he actually gets a full scout of the main.
Yeah, and I like this. GunGFuBanDa is actually the first player to transition out of Stargate and into a Twilight Council. He gets Blink pretty much immediately. It's going to help out a ton against Phoenixes.
Yeah, it will be amazing here as the Phoenixes are going to try and slip on into the main base. Nice has not stopped Phoenix production, by the way. With this, we can't really find too much damage. The shield battery is just a little bit too good in the end.
Yeah, and the Stalkers are even better, at least when it comes to actually, attacking the Phoenixes.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty interesting here. I mean, it makes sense because GunGFuBanDa, he didn't rebuild the Stargate, so he can't really keep up when it comes to the Phoenix production. This will give nice full map control. He hasn't really gotten much value with these Phoenixes yet, though.
Yeah, GunGFuBanDa definitely doing a very good job of just making sure he covers up the holes in his armor, or the kinks in his armor, I should say. As in the meantime, he's just waiting for Blink to finish up before moving across the map.
Yeah, he's going to be waiting for that Blink. Third base gets thrown down just before the Phoenixes deny him with that lift. And Nice is even going to be trying to apply a little bit of pressure here as well. Going to try and force GunGFuBanDa out of position so that maybe these Phoenixes can pick off a couple of stray units.
Yeah, multi-prong is never a bad idea, but if things get really bad, GunGFuBanDa can always just cancel that third Nexus. He's definitely a lot more preoccupied with the Phoenixes, zooming into his base, and Nice is taking full advantage of that. Forces a cancel.
Yeah, great cancel there. Meanwhile, one Phoenix is going to be going down, but honestly, well worth it here for Nice. He gets that cancel, and now he can either start his own third base or try and catch up in other ways. We saw that his Twilight Council was quite delayed here. It went for a Robo first instead.
Yeah, which honestly could end up working really well for him if he gets Immortals, but he's prioritizing Observers for the time being. So there's still a little bit of a window of opportunity here for GunGFuBanDa to blink in, deal a ton of damage, and blink out.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get that damage done. Meanwhile, at the same time, Phoenix, as they get into the mineral line, GunGFuBanDa is completely out of position. A lot of probes are going to be going down, but this may be worth it if GunGFuBanDa is able to break the natural, but there's no way. Look at that Stalker count.
Yeah, it feels like GunGFuBanDa is being a little forced all in, but with that Stalker count, with that Concave, and with that shield battery, plus that Robo Bay, I feel like this is a little bit too much for GunGFuBanDa to crack. Good stasis ward on the workers, but I think he's going to need a little bit more than that. The Phoenixes come home, 2-8 in the defense, and Nice should be able to deal with this. He doesn't have Blink yet, so GunGFuBanDa is still able to retreat, but yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate circumstance here when it came to the attack for GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, but Nice, that defense was solid there outside of the stasis, but you know what, the stasis, it does run out. He's going to be able to resume mining here at least. GunGFuBanDa was able to deal some economic damage. What I'm most interested in is that Nice is still only on 2 bases. He is going to be able to get a scout off of the third. Actually, no, he doesn't get eyes on it yet. The Phoenixes are en route, but they are going to be denied by these Stalkers.
Yeah, these Stalkers with Blink, by the way, as Nice only now begins that. He's only now getting his Forge. It's kind of weird because it feels like Nice was in control for most of this game, but he hasn't been able to take advantage of that compared to GunGFuBanDa, who just prioritized his tech and his macro, and he's hitting he's hitting his checkpoints a little sooner.
Yeah, like the reason why we see Nice so far behind when it comes to a lot of his tech is because he spent a lot of his gas on these Phoenixes. And they have done okay for him, but it took a while for them to really get any value. So because of that, we see that disparity. Because of that, it feels like these Phoenixes haven't really been that worth it. I mean, without them, Nice may have just died in his natural. You know, to be fair, like he has been able to make some uses for them, but it feels like the era of the Phoenixes have come and gone.
Yeah. It's time for them to be reborn as Immortals.
Yes, they must rise again. As we're down to 3. Again, taking a couple more shots here. Nice finally taking his own third base. We've got a couple of Immortals to make up for the disparity in upgrades between our Stalkers. So it's a great way to catch up when we get into like +1 versus +2, for example, as GunGFuBanDa is going to perpetually be ahead in these upgrades.
Yeah. I tell you what can really make up for those Immortals. Disruptors. Blink Disruptors making a bit of a comeback in PvP. You'll love to see it.
Yeah.
It's one of the most chaotic styles.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite solid. There's a reason why it is so popular here. Meanwhile, a couple more of these Phoenixes are going to get picked up. So GunGFuBanDa is going for the faster Disruptors, but Nice is going for the DTs instead. So both are great ways to come back and really make an impact here in a PvP. We'll see which one is going to pay off a little bit more. Disruptors can be a little bit risky when you're up against Phoenixes because Phoenixes are an answer to them, but we're down to only one. One Phoenix remaining for Nice.
that one Phoenix needs to do a whole lot of lifting, to say the least.
Yeah, it's got a lot of lifting to do. Meanwhile, this hallucination is pretty important. The robotics bay has been scouted here, so Nice is fully aware of the tech transition of GunGFuBanDa, and now he's got some options. There we go. He restarts Phoenix production.
Yeah, and on top of that, throws on another Stargate. A little unfortunate that he did throw down the Dark Shrine and Temple Archives behind us, but at least he'll have those as options as the game continues. Right now, he just needs more Phoenixes.
Yeah, exactly. He knows how important Phoenixes are going to be right now because he doesn't have his own bay. He doesn't have a second robo yet. Second robo is on the way, but it's going to take quite some time to really come to fruition. So, yeah, in the end, both players are just going to bounce off each other. They've been scouting each other, but they're just looking to take their fourth base.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Just making sure everything is safe before they throw down that base. And, yeah, what do you know? It is for the time being.
Exactly. Meanwhile, GunGFuBanDa wants to pounce on top of a building nexus, but there is none here. He actually doesn't have eyes on where the fourth is, or if there even is a fourth base. So he's going to be rotating around trying to find a way in. At the moment, Nice hasn't really been able to get eyes on this army. He's got hallucinations all over the place, but he just hasn't been able to come across until now where those stalkers are.
Yeah, and the stalkers are in the retreat, so at this point, no need to be too concerned about them. GunGFuBanDa just regrouping with the rest of his army, making sure he has all of his disruptors in position before moving out in one very powerful timing. I mean, +3. It's about halfway done for him.
Yeah, +3 is on the way. I'm a little bit shocked that we had a second robo, but we didn't have a bay from Nice. Like, he's not getting into disruptors of his own. He's just making more immortals and more observers instead. He's really just putting all of his hopes and dreams into these Phoenixes.
Yeah, and you know, having map vision, it's never a bad idea. But at a certain point, getting too many observers is going to cut into your army supply quite a bit.
Meanwhile, we do see a fleet beacon and the Stargate on the way for GunGFuBanDa. Second Stargate, even as the first one is still alive technically. But yeah, GunGFuBanDa is going to be transitioning into Skytoss from here.
Yeah, go repower that Stargate.
It would be nice if he did. Yeah.
Well, no, nice would be the opponent.
It's true. Yeah. Nice should be getting rid of it. So. Yeah, we are going into Skytoss. There we go. Mama ship is on the way. -400, -400. GunGFuBanDa is just one step ahead when it comes to the tech.
Yeah, and when it comes to getting -400, -400, but I think with this army composition, it is going to really pay off for him. Again, the Nice invested a lot in his Phoenixes. The Phoenixes' #1 priority is to lift up the Disruptors. You can't do that if the Disruptors are cloaked.
You really cannot. I mean, we do have a couple of Zealots here just getting an eye on this army, but doesn't really matter. Again, GunGFuBanDa, he's got a couple of options with this mothership. I imagine he's going to be wanting to maybe even recall into the main or wherever the army of Nice isn't. We just see a Prism slipping on in. It's pretty important. He does force a recall.
Yeah, a handful of DTs pop out, realize that there's detection, and then immediately pop back out.
They do. At the same time, GunGFuBanDa just flirting with the idea of pushing on in. He does end up getting his War Prism out of there. But because we do have the recall on cooldown, if Nice is out of position one more time, if we do see a massive recall into one of the bases with this mothership, there's no way for Nice to really respond to that.
Yeah. Plus, GunGFuBanDa is now getting DT blink.
Yeah, he is.
A little bit of a meme, but it actually is pretty effective in, trying to outposition your opponent in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, both players are maxing out. We've got +1 air attack on the way for both players as well. With all these, I mean, unfortunately, Nice just isn't transitioning into Skytoss. Like, he doesn't have a fleet beacon of his own, but he's not stopping Phoenix production. I guess it will help in the end anyway. And both armies outposition each other here. War Prism goes into the main base. The main armies are not anywhere close. We're just going to be, going for a base trade.
Huh. Alright, well, again, GunGFuBanDa is going to be the player with that recall available, not just on his Nexuses, but also with that mothership eventually.
Ooh, and Nice is the first to turn around. He is coming back home. He takes down a base, but he also loses one of his own, and he may lose more than that.
Yeah, +3 against Knight, that would be absolutely huge, but it looks like GunGFuBanDa doesn't need that. A lot of Phoenixes going down unnecessarily here for Nice.
Yeah, with the death of all those Phoenixes, like that may just be it. He does pick up one of these Disruptors. We do see the Observers are going to provide a lot of vision here, but a lot of Phoenixes are going down.
Purification Nova gets a couple of units. Purification Nova gets a lot more units after that. GunGFuBanDa also fighting on the high ground. A Time Warp is being thrown down, and Nice. I mean, he's sending his entire army through the meat grinder, but it looks like he's able to clean things out. He did deal with the mothership. He forced a blink out for all of the Stalkers of GunGFuBanDa. All of a sudden, Nice has almost twice the army supply.
I'm a little bit shocked by the lack of Disruptors or Purification Novas. We saw, I think, 2 of them go off, maybe 3. But despite GunGFuBanDa having the high ground, he wasn't really able to flex that too much there. His Stalker count is still quite massive, don't get us wrong. He's going to be going for another counterattack here. Once again, both armies do pass by each other.
Yeah, I have to watch a replay there to see what happened, because I think most of the Phoenixes were dealt with before the Purification Novas were shot out.
Yeah, exactly. I guess the charge us the Archons, they were just able to trade a little bit too efficiently, but meanwhile across the map, there we go, another base is going to fall. We have a couple of defensive DTs, and we don't have detection for GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, eventually these Stalkers are gonna get cleaned out, and in the meantime, Nice is starting to push into the natural base of GunGFuBanDa. A lot of battery overcharge charges were thrown down. 2 very, very well-placed Novas, able to take out so many Archons and a decent number of Immortals as well.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we do see GunGFuBanDa. There we go. There's that detection revelation force to be used on those DTs. Nice has still lost so many workers, lost so many bases as well, and he's really struggling to rebuild.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the banks right now. Nice is really struggling to recover, whereas GunGFuBanDa can take a couple more losses and still remax on Stalkers and DTs.
Yeah, I really don't agree with the commitment into all of these Phoenixes the way that Nice did. Both armies did max at some point, but GG gets called and GunGFuBanDa takes game number 1.
All things considered, a pretty methodical PvP, despite the start and how that progressed. Yeah, I'm definitely with you there when it comes to the Phoenixes. They have their time and their place. That was neither the time nor the place.
Yeah, I guess maybe a lot of it does come down to the fact that that Nice maybe didn't have all the scouting he needed. I say that, but he was pretty vigilant
So
with
many
his
observers, though.
Yeah, well, with his hallucinations as well. Like I'm pretty sure he did see the Stargate. I'm pretty sure he got eyes on the Fleet Beacon as well. So he should have recognized that that transition was coming. And again, it's just interesting, like that he was going Phoenix, Archon, Zealot, Immortal. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
the way that I'll put it.
Yeah, I think maybe he was trying to, I don't know, maybe he was trying to brute force his way in. There was definitely that fight in the main base of Nice that, you know, despite all of the disruptors and all the disruptors and the mothership that GunGFuBanDa had, I was surprised how efficiently Nice traded against that. He was absolutely the winner of that one battle. I guess the problem is that GunGFuBanDa was able to deal enough economic damage in the meantime. He was able to just remax outside of that and just have an army that could deal with the remnants of whatever Nice could muster.
Exactly.
Again, very interesting PvP. I'll have to watch a replay on that eventually.
Yeah. I imagine it's
or
also.
Send it to Hearthstone.
I imagine it's also one of those things where because we had so much supply in those Phoenixes and he was so committed to that as well. He wasn't transitioning into anything else. After that was getting killed, right? Like it's not like he had a Fleet Beacon so he can start getting into Skytoss, or he wasn't really committed too hard into his Stalker play. Yeah, interesting PvP.
Probably the best way to put it, yeah. I'm just waiting for one day where we have a player named Interesting or something.
Oh god, no. Not like this, Poppy, not like this. As we are going to be getting into game number 2, and it is going to be Inside and Out.
Yeah, both of them. As we continue our series on Inside and Out, we're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have our red Protoss player coming down from the land of Taiwan. He is going to be representing Good Game Gaming. GGG. He is. Nice.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Inside Now, we have the German Protoss player himself representing Infernales Esports. It is GunGFuBanDa.
This time, probably not opening up with a proxy. I mean, it's a scouting probe, right? Right?
Yeah, yes. Both probes are they going to beep? Are they
That's
going
what
to
you think.
Oh,
Ah.
beautiful. As they do boop in the middle of the map, a nice going for the much more standard gate expand here at Inside Now. GunGFuBanDa sticking to his guns, just like the previous game, is going for a 2-gate opener.
Like so. Are we gonna see sentries, stalkers, or adepts coming out from him?
I mean, especially upon scouting the fact that we have a gate expand, we should be seeing some aggression from GunGFuBanDa. He is going to be behind economically here unless he's going to be able to do something to throw a wrench in the works. Oh my god, like this, he's even just being a little bit annoying with his unit movements, delaying that cybercore by a little bit.
Yeah, despite going for a double gate, he is able to throw down his cybercore at about the same time as Nice.
Yeah, and now he's going to try his hardest here to try and delay that Nexus. We should be seeing a pylon. We should be seeing a Force Zealot to be made as well. And we'll see what first units we see from GunGFuBanDa. I imagine it's going to be double Adept, but it could go for double Stalker. We'll see.
Yes, yeah, we're waiting for Stalker.
It is going to be those Stalkers. There's that pylon to block the natural base. It is that double Stalker. And, oh, it is going to be cancelled here in the end. Is Nice going to be able to throw down his base? He wants to. Oh.
Come on, GunGFuBanDa's probe. Still just being as annoying as possible, but in the end, Nice is able to throw down that Nexus. Being a little bit annoying across the map as well, which is why I guess getting Stalkers makes a bit more sense if you anticipate your opponent's gonna do that.
Oh, what?
Oh, what?
Was that intentional? There's no way. This, he does have
Yeah, it was intentional.
Oh my god, he's crazy.
Intentional. He's faking out the expand.
Mate.
No.
Oh
Are we casting Nice?
Oh my
or
god.
Are we casting Haas?
That's what I mean. Haas may not be there physically, but he's there spiritually, mate. He's inside the body of Nice as we speak. He's going for a 4-gate. He's crazy.
Yo. He's even sending his probe across the map, trying to find what's the best proxy location. He's got a full wall here just to make sure to really sell the story to GunGFuBanDa that he is expanding. He's being a nice, honorable macro Protoss player.
Mate.
But we are in NA.
We are in NA. We are embracing the NA ladder right now. Let's go. We have the proxy pylon. We could even see a fifth gate thrown down across the map as well, just to reinforce. Nice is going all in on one base, and we'll see if GunGFuBanDa can hold. We'll see if he can recognize what's happening. For all he knows is that there's a natural. He doesn't know.
He has no idea. He's sending out a Haluk now, but it may be too late. At the very least, he did take this seriously. He does have a shield battery. Nexus did just finish up, so there will be battery overcharge available to him. Will he have enough production to really keep this going, though?
Oh my god, mate! He can two-shot Stalkers. He gets on top of on top of the shield battery. The shield battery is going to be going down here. Boys are being pulled,
and boys are going down. They do buy GunGFuBanDa a little bit of time, and of course, because GunGFuBanDa is the player of the expansion, he can afford to lose workers. What he cannot afford to lose is his entire army.
Yeah, exactly. He can afford to lose these pros. We do have a second, a third shield battery on the way. Overcharge can be popped shortly as well. And the Madman went for a Twilight Council, and he's going for a Dark Shrine.
You love to see it.
DTs will end the game.
There's no rover. They really will. There's no detection.
There's no Stargate. There's no rover. There's no Forge. There is no way for Nice to get detection.
Yo, he can't even blink out away from those DTs. Brilliant response coming out here from GunGFuBanDa. I also really love how patient he's being with his battery overcharge. He didn't panic and get too trigger happy. He's saving it for an absolute emergency.
I think this is over. I actually think this is over. We just need to warp in some DTs, and that is it. We do see that the Stalker count is insane, and Nice is probably feeling pretty good about himself because he can kill everything. But here come the DTs.
Oh! But he warps him in immediately in the face of Nice, but Nice was just a little bit too late to react. This game is over. It's got to be over. These two DTs are going to end the game here and win it for GunGFuBanDa.
It's insane, Papi. The hard counter. I mean, the Stalker's going to break on through, and Nice is going to try and deal as much damage as he can before he loses everything. He's going to kite his heart out right now, and he does have a Robo on the way. He just threw it down.
I'm going to take out as many of you guys as I can before I get taken out.
Oh my god.
And I mean, it's helping.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, technically, Nice is ahead in the probes, but he's down in the bases.
Yeah. GunGFuBanDa can easily chrono out more and more probes. He can go across the map right now to try his luck. That robo facility is still only halfway done, man.
It's going to be close. If the DTs immediately go across the map, it's going to be close as to when they do pop out. But we have a couple of sentries for force fields. We have a full wall as well, so Nice is fully defended. The DTs do mean that, again, GunGFuBanDa defends. He's able to survive. But this game is going to get interesting as things are going to settle.
I can't believe this game is going to continue going.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Nice. He was down and out, but he's a fighter, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He knew that he couldn't... He knew that he was gonna lose his Stalkers to those DTs, but I think he just calculated how much economic damage do I need to deal to buy myself enough time and transition out of this.
Yeah, exactly. And now the transition is real. He's got the Robo, he's got the Observer on the way. He's going to be able to defend on 2 bases. Likewise, so can GunGFuBanDa. We can see that GunGFuBanDa has also already caught up in the worker count. Again, that's the added advantage of having that second Nexus. And yeah, we'll see where things go from here. We're just going to be chilling as 2 Adepts do get into the main.
Yeah, if they can target fire well enough, then yeah, there we go. Nice takes a slight lead when it comes to the worker count, and with his Nexus finishing up, he can maintain that lead.
He really can maintain that lead, and how the turns do table here. We do have a Robo though, but despite that, Nice is going for his own Dark Shrine.
Why not?
Why not?
Can't beat them yet. Join them. At least until you can beat them.
Join them, Papi. I mean, it's an interesting move. Obviously, it's possible that GunGFuBanDa won't have an Oracle or won't have an Observer in position to be able to see this. But we do have a Sentry. We should be seeing a Hallucination Scout soon, and hopefully GunGFuBanDa can get eyes on this tech.
Yeah, just waiting to get enough energy on that.
There we go.
Like so.
Hallucination is on the way. If it gets denied, then Nice can maybe try and get a bit of a cheeky move done with those DTs, but the Observer is staying at the natural base. GunGFuBanDa is playing a very safe and standard as he actually opts to skip his blink and he's going for charge instead.
I guess it makes sense. He did get his Dark Shrine a lot quicker, and he's not getting more DTs. He's getting Archons on top of all this. Charged Archon in PvP, it's still as potent as it is in the other matchups.
Oh, it really is. There's a couple of DTs that warped in here. The Dark Shrine was scattered by that hallucination, so GunGFuBanDa should be getting ready for this. He may not be anticipating DTs slipping into the main though, as the Prism does get in.
Yeah, sneaks in with one of those DTs. Let's see how much it's able to get done. There is already the Observer, and of course GunGFuBanDa was playing a little bit more defensively after all that, so.
Yeah, you know what? Nice, he's finding some damage right now. You know, second DT comes in as well. All the boys are pulled off of the mineral line. 3 probes going down and the lost mining time. Like, this is not bad.
I thought for a sec we were going to get DT on DT action, but no, those are Zelds.
Oh.
And yeah, it feels like Nice has definitely been able to equalize when it comes to the economy. The Warp Prism being dealt with will be one fewer thing that GunGFuBanDa has to worry about, but right now he has to worry about this one DT wreaking so much havoc.
Yeah, exactly. 6 probes in total have fallen. Nice takes a worker lead. He's got a 3rd base on the way as well. But what GunGFuBanDa lacks in a 3rd, as he's going to be taking one, he makes up for in charge. I was curious to see who's going to try and hit maybe a timing with +1, as +1 did just finish up and he has access to Archons. But it looks like because of all this economic damage, he wants to try and recover. He wants to try and macro out of this.
Yeah, the EU style. Which we're not really used to seeing here on NA, but maybe we should.
Yeah, I mean, things were quite chaotic to begin with, but things have definitely slowed down. They have calmed down from here. We are getting into a more standard macro game, but quite different from the one we saw earlier. You know, there are no Stargates involved. Oh my god! Okay, did you see that?
I did for a sec, yeah.
Nice started Glaives for a moment. I was like, he's crazy, but okay, he cancels Glaives and he goes for charge instead. Thankfully.
Oh, I didn't see that then.
Okay.
I was seeing the mothership out of nowhere. Oh yeah, things are going to be getting a lot more standard here. Nice. Beating Charged Archon with Charged Archon. Once again, kind of like game number 1, it feels like GunGFuBanDa is going to be perpetually ahead when it comes to tech and when it comes to upgrades. Nice. We'll have a better economy going for him, which means he may be able to overtake GunGFuBanDa when it comes to production, but we'll see. We'll definitely see.
Yeah, we shall see kind of how this all kind of plays out in the end. I was curious if he was ever going to get Blink, but there we go. Blink is on the way. GunGFuBanDa has that upgrade lead. He can maybe even try and hit a timing with +2 or maybe even with +3 if he does start it straight afterwards. But I guess, like, again, because the beginning was so chaotic, both players are really adverse to being too aggressive. I think they're both a little bit like anxious. They're like, oh my god, we're alive.
They don't need another heart attack after game number 1.
Yeah. So they're just gonna be.
Well, I say that, but let's not forget that Nice did go for a 4K.
He did. But we are going to be chilling from here, just continuing to work on our armies. We're waiting for a big divergent point, and we finally have it. GunGFuBanDa is going to be going for that robotic spay once again to get into disruptors.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with the Robo Bay when you're up against Charged Archon. Disruptors do brilliantly against Archons if you get enough of them, and you know, a Colossus can be a pretty decent way of getting rid of your opponent's zealots.
Yeah, they really can be. Once again, Nice is avoiding that. If you recall, last game, in game number 1, he didn't get into disruptors either. It could be a stylistic thing. Maybe he's just not too fond of utilizing those units, but like, there's a reason why disruptors are a staple in this matchup.
Pretty much. You just turn the tide so quickly with such massive damage. And of course, because you have access to... Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say because you have access to sentries in this matchup, it helps out a little bit more, but you have access to sentries regardless.
Yeah, you know, they can come into play as well, especially when it comes to charges. Not so much Archons, because Archons do end up breaking that a little bit. But yeah, Nice is actually going to skip disruptors altogether, and he goes for a double Stargate.
Am I crazy if I believe in the power of the Phoenix? I absolutely am, because look at how many Archons GunGFuBanDa has right now. It doesn't matter if those Phoenixes are able to lift up those disruptors. They are immediately getting one-shot by the Archons.
Oh, they really are. There we go. The first Nova does go off, does connect with only one Archon. Does take off the shields, but not much else than that. And that should prompt Nice to go into Phoenix production, but he doesn't have Phoenixes yet, and GunGFuBanDa is pushing out across the map.
Very good aggressive blinks here, able to catch out a couple of stray Archons that were isolated from the rest of the army. Really good target firing coming out from GunGFuBanDa.
God, yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, a lot of these charges are going down as well to these Archons. Nice not having the best army control there, but he's able to back off in the end. GunGFuBanDa does have the map control. He's waiting for a couple more disruptors. He can push on through.
You absolutely can. Again, these disruptors change the game so much, not only because it can deal so much damage, but because it's such an effective zoning tool as well.
There we go, another Nova connecting only with a single Archon. The second Nova does whiff in the end, and there we go. Phoenix production has commenced for Nice. That will be his answer to those disruptors. As you were saying, because you have so many Archons and so many Stalkers, I'm not too convinced.
Yeah. All GunGFuBanDa really needs to do is to hug his disruptors with those Archons, and those Phoenixes are never going to touch them. Yeah. But then again, I mean, I guess sacrificing a couple of Phoenixes to cancel some crucial purification Novas, that can be worth it, but it's a lot easier said than done.
True. Like, again, as you were saying, they just have to pick it up for 1 second to cancel that disruptor, that purification Nova, so that may be what he's banking on. Meanwhile, GunGFuBanDa forces himself up this ramp, and Nice has been outpositioned here. GunGFuBanDa has the high ground.
And he is never going to let it go. He has the high ground. He has the Purification Novas. He just needs to throw him out, essentially, and he'll hit something.
Oh, there we go. Looks like the first Disruptor was picked up. More Novas are going to be going off. Once again, they're being picked up by the Phoenixes.
Yeah, the Phoenixes are now forfeit. There's still one Purification Nova left. But all of the Disruptors still survived.
That's the thing. Like, every single Disruptor got picked up, so every single Nova was cancelled, but every Phoenix died. and the Disruptors are still alive.
Disruptors are still alive. They still have a fantastic buffer here with all of these Stalkers and all of these Archons. It's, I hate to say it, but I think those Phoenixes died for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they allow Nice to survive, don't get me wrong, but, like, that was a really expensive fight for Nice, and now GunGFuBanDa, he's maxed out.
He is maxed out. He has a bank. He has a much higher army supply. Yeah, there were definitely a lot of moments that looked shaky for him, but it looks like this game is going to go similar to game number 1.
It really does, unless a miracle happens here for Nice. Is going to be forcing himself forward here. It looks like the Phoenix is once again going to be lifting up these Disruptors, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, a lot of Novas do connect with the Zealots of Nice. A couple more connect with the Immortals and the Archons as well. It's tough to break this position right now, especially with that battery overcharge, but GunGFuBanDa just needs to wait. He just needs to wait for Purification Nova to come off cooldown, for battery overcharge to run out.
Yeah, just a little bit more time is all he needs. Meanwhile, the Phoenixes once again dip on board here. Very clutch control. But the ground army for Nice is suffering. Like, the micro was cute from those Phoenixes, but we need more than that.
Yeah, we need something on the ground other than Immortals and Archons, and there's not even going to be Immortals and Archons on the ground anymore here for Nice. GG! GunGFuBanDa takes the